Hi everybody, we're going to create an enemy and add it to our existing game of our collectathon, and so from that we've seen in the previous videos. So to do this, the first thing we're going to need to do is add another character. So we're going to do that by adding a blueprint. So we're right clicking in our content drawer and getting blueprint class. And we have lots of options, but what we want is this character one. Basically, it's this ability to walk around. That's what we want. The other ones, like an actor, is something you placed in the world. A pawn is something that you could possess, and we don't want that. So what we want is a character. So we're going to do that, and I always like naming them BP so that I know when I need to look for it later that I'm looking for a blueprint. It is easy to find, so it's a blueprint enemy. And we're double clicking it to edit, and you'll see we get a wire mesh that pops up, and what we want to do is add a mannequin to that. And so to add the mannequin, on the right hand side you'll see that there's a mesh button, or mesh, like skeletal mesh asset, and you're going to click on that, and you're going to have some options already in your world. And we're going to click on Manny. So and you'll see when you click Manny, and he usually shows up like he's like floating in the air. He's not in his little capsule. If you click on the capsule, you'll see where that is, and you'll click on Manny, and you'll like see that he's like floating above it. So what we want to do is make him go down to the bottom of it, and he's also pointing the wrong direction. You want the blue arrow and the green arrow to line up. So what we're going to do is hit E, which gives us the rotation. Or you could click the little button up here that says select and rotate object, and we're going to rotate him. Or you could go over here to the rotation and type in a number, and so we're going to put -90. And so if we go back to pointing, or to the navigation, now you're going to see that our arrows kind of match up. And if you want to rotate around the character, remember it's Alt and left mouse to rotate to see what's going on. And so we could kind of look and see that our arrows are going the same direction and we're lined up. And you could also see that we're at the bottom of the capsule component mesh. So that's kind of nice. And that's all we really want. You could use the mouse scroll button to zoom in so you could kind of see that we're there. And we're going to hit compile. And then what we're going to do is, and save all. It's always a good job to hit save all. We're going to go back into our level, and now we're going to add that guy into our screen. So we're going to click and drag him in. And it's just so that we could kind of see how he's working right now, and hit play and go see that he's over there in our world and what he looks like in the world. And so you can kind of see he's there, and he's on the ground, and everything looks good. So now, now that we've done that, what we need to do next is we need to he's there, but he doesn't see us, and he doesn't do anything, and so he's just a guy in the world, any object in the world, and we want him to do stuff when he sees us. So to do that, what we need to do is we need to add a component to the character, and the component we're going to add is called PawnSensing. So we're going to see PawnSensing, and when you click on that, you're going to see that you get green little arrows that are lines coming out of your character. What that is saying is that's telling you where they're going to be sensing from. So this right now, it's 90 degrees, so it's anything in front of them that they'll see. We're going to limit that a little bit just to make our lives a little easier so we can avoid the guy. If you look over here under details, you'll look for a peripheral vision angle, and if you can't find it, you could always type in peripheral. And you can see it comes up, and it was 90, and like was 90, and we're going to change it to 70. And if you want to make it really simple, you can make it 50, so he has to be right in front of you, but we'll do 70. So the fact that we added the pawn sensing here is the first part. What we now need to do is add an environment in our level so that our pawn, when it's placed, where it could actually do the pawn sensing, where it could actually see the other characters in the thing, in the environment, in the level. So what we're going to do is there's this little quick add to the project button. It looks like a cube with a plus sign in it. We're going to click on that and click down on all, and we're going to look for Nav space mesh. And this gives us Nav Mesh Bounds Volume. And what this does is it's going to give us a little box, and you can move the box around, and we kind of want to move the box to be in the dead center of our environment. You could kind of maneuver your screen so you could see kind of looking down on it from up above. That's going to be your best bet, and we can kind of move it just to be in the center. And then we're going to change it to scaling, which is this button up here, or the R button. And we're just going to make this grow, and you kind of want it to grow to fit your whole entire environment. And you could do it multiple ways. I'm just going to zoom out, and I'm just going to make sure that it covers all of the big rectangle that we have here. And you kind of see that it kind of disappears. So if you're at that point, you could hit P as in Paul, and you can see that you should get green coming up on your screen. And you'll see I'm kind of limited on the green. So what I'm going to do is go back to W, which gives me the arrow pointers, and I'm going to change my perspective a little so that I'm looking at it where I can see, and I'm going to move it up a bit. And because what you want, or maybe it's down a bit. Maybe I need to make it taller. There we go. Basically, this is what you want it to look like. You want it to show your whole environment, or at least the part where it's going to be walking, and you want it to be able to see all of that. So you want like a green layer over everything. And what this is going to do is basically just give us an environment where our mannequin can follow us around. Now, if we're going to save all and, compile, make sure everything works, and then hit play, you're going to see if we go over and stand in front of our guy, he's not going to do anything yet. So in the next video, I will show you how to make him actually follow us. We just set up the environment so that we could do that. See you in the next video.